All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back, guys. Happy Friday. Let me just make sure you guys can hear me all loud and clear. Give me 2 seconds. Let me turn this down a bit. Should be all good. Good afternoon. Good morning. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Happy Friday, everyone. Hope everyone's had a good week in the market so far. Gold having a very big push down here towards the end of the Asian session today, which has been a very, very big push. Let me just move this over here. Let me go here. But yeah, good morning, guys. You guys on YouTube, welcome back. For you guys new here, my name is Aaron, also known as Aaron Trades. Been trading for the past 7 years and mainly focused on gold futures here in the European session. We'll have a look at all markets today as well, guys, not just gold. Gold's had a very big push down today. I did scalp some longs here today on gold before looking for this overall short. But I missed the short, unfortunately. I took my eyes off the ball for a little bit as I was getting ready for the London session, and gold ended up having a phenomenal push lower. All good, awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you. But yeah, it's been a good week. It's been a very, very good week. A good week in the markets. Nice to meet you, Aaron. Nice to meet you too. Appreciate you tuning in. Welcome, everyone. Where's everyone? You guys are new to, where's everyone tuning in from? We've got people all over the world as always. How many? We've got 300 people tuning in already, guys. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the Topstep YouTube channel. We do this every day here in the London session. Let's have a quick look at the news for the day. Gold's been seeing a big sell-off. I did see NQ having a very nice squeeze higher already. Where's our indicator going here? Let me fix this for a second. Let me get this up here. I like this. So in terms of news today, we got core PCE price index at 1:30 London time, 10:30 p.m. for me here in Australia. Other than that, there's not too much happening. But we got gold having a very big move. We got NQ squeezing higher, gold selling off. There was really nice shorts here today. Unfortunately, like I said, I did miss it. Yeah, Dakota did take the shorts, which I saw, which was amazing. It was really nice. The shorts were very nice. 150 pips on the way down. Yeah, amazing, man. Good job. Houston, Texas, Wales, UK, Brisbane, Thailand, Canada. Amazing. Awesome. Awesome. Essex, UK. Nice, Nick. Nice. Canada. Canada's a dream place for me to visit one day. I'd love to be able to get over Canada one day. It's a dream place to go. I'd love to do a trip out there. What time is it? I imagine it must be very late there, right? Very, very late. Netherlands, nice. New Zealand, cool. Awesome. People all over the world. Lithuania, nice. But yeah, gold had a very nice short today, guys. I did scalp some longs here in Asia for a pullback into these highs, where I was looking for prices to come up and liquidate these highs, and that's when I was looking to go short. So I was actually looking to go short above these highs around here, looking for something like this. But unfortunately, I took my eyes off it for a little bit, and then we had a huge push down. But it was nice to see, we came up, and I was looking for shorts on the day. I just wasn't looking for shorts down here. If I was looking for shorts on gold, what does gold love to do? It loves to come up and liquidate previous highs before having that move down. So any early sellers here on gold with tight stops would have sat their stops just above that high. Comes up, liquidates the highs, and it has a huge push down. It was a very, very, very nice push. So unfortunately, I didn't get the shorts down, but I did take these longs up here. I had just one contract in Asia. So where did I get long? I got long at 27.4 and got out at 31.4. I started trailing some stops. My targets were here, but I started trailing aggressively because my entry wasn't amazing. But the entry was just simply based off a 15-minute morning star play. These are the plays that you guys see us talk about all the time. You reject, you grab the liquidity, you retest, then you have your nice push. Price came up, liquidated the highs, and had a beautiful sell-off. A really, really, really nice sell-off. I wonder if did Dakota hold his shorts? I hope he did. It's one of them where you had to let it run. You had to walk away and let it do its thing. It's not going to be a trade where it just, has a really fast move, but it was a very, very nice short. Easy bias today as well. Once that owlie actually grabbed highs here and closed bearish, there's your short targets. And we had these liquidity levels down here. We also had 3,300 that we're speaking about for a while as well. And gold's still selling off here. Now, pre-London, we'll do a lot of top-down analysis here in a second. I just want to explain what we're doing right now. Pre-London, on our London stream, people were looking to buy gold from down here. To me, that's way too risky. If you try buy gold down here, the only people who are buying gold down here are the people who missed this short. After a 350 tick push down, it is absolutely not our job to try and call the bottoms. And for the guys who were trying to short from down here, I said personally, I will not be taking shorts down here. Sorry, I'll not be taking longs. People were trying to buy from here on gold. You're trying to buy against 350 tick push down. You're trying to fight the markets. So for me personally, there was absolutely no buys from down here. So continuing to range, still squeezing lower. If you'd made money on the way down, you wouldn't even be considering longs. So the only people who were considering longs because they were trying to FOMO into it. Yeah, nice. May have added more. Nice, hopefully. It was a really nice call. What do you think about buy here at the resistance to target higher for a swing move? Not yet. You'd have to see a pretty decent breakout. There's no reason for me to want to buy gold. Gold's bearish. Oh, look at that 62 level that got hit yesterday. Is Jamie in the chat? Where's Jamie? I'll give credit to Jamie for that one. I don't think he's here yet. That 62 level, look at that. 62 got hit beautifully yesterday. That was pretty much the high of this pullback before then having this amazing, amazing sell-off. Amazing sell-off. But no, personally for me, if I'm going to consider any buys on gold, not that I really have the desire to buy when it's bearish, you're going to have to see at least a big hourly fake out or a very strong like 30-minute decent breakout to want to consider longs. We're pushing down right now. Yeah, 30-minute evening style. Yeah, projected, grab the highs, close doji, squeeze down. 100%. Also a daily trend line. Is there a daily trend line? Let's have a look. I know there's not much of a top wick on today's candle. Here you can see today's open and just instantly pushed down. So that is interesting. Where have you guys got the trend line? Like this? Yeah, it's interesting. So the way that we trade trend lines is we short into these trend lines where most people are trying to buy. So people who trade third touch of trend lines, they buy and they sit their stops probably somewhere down here. So could you see gold come down and squeeze these lows from the 9th of May? Yeah, possible. Possible. Look at that tap into that 62 level yesterday. That's huge. So the thing is, it is big daily support. Is very big daily support. So it's not to say that you 2,800 book with 5 lots. Amazing. Amazing. This low that we spoke about, that was a really nice liquidity low because we had that trend line coming up like this as well. So shorting into these was really nice. Now, what's going to be interesting is, is gold going to hold this 3,300 level, or are we going to break it and come down and squeeze these lows? I think even if we're going to squeeze these lows of the 29th of May, you'd probably get a little bit of a pullback first. However, the intraday time frame, we are bearish. So if we're going to get any longs on gold, we have to see the London Open. Because the London Open, this could be a false pre-London move down. Maybe a London Open, the buyer step in, and then we can squeeze it higher. But we can only react to that once the markets show us that could be correct. Right now, we want to trade what we see. What's right in front of us is we're just simply bearish. You have some nice lows down here. Have these been grabbed on the currency chart? Let me have a look. Yes, they have. Have they been grabbed? Where's this from? This is from the 30th of May. No, they haven't. So that could be a target. That could be a target for us. Where's that? Around 32.95-ish. That low could be of interest. So we're still very bearish. If I'm going to sell gold, I'm not going to sell gold this low. Selling gold was back at these areas, not down here. Yeah, we'll have a look at all other markets as well. Silver sells, yeah, possibly. We can have a look at silver. We'll have a look at the euro. We can have a look at NQ as well. I think gold, we may need to see the London Open here, guys. It's too low down for me to want to short it. And it's also too bearish for me to want to buy it. So what does that mean? It means I just need to see some more price action in order for me to be able to get involved in the next trade. You know, after a 350 tick push down, if not more now before London Open, 370 tick push down before London Open, what's the likelihood that we're going to, out of nowhere, you know, have a huge move up or a huge move down? It's unlikely. What's more probable? What's more probable is a bit of a range in here before potentially seeing the next move. So we'll see how apologies. We'll see how price reacts around these lows, and we'll see how price develops before this London Open here. So with that being said, yeah, daily has no top wick. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Thank you, Aaron. Yep, absolutely. So let's have a quick look at silver. I want to have a look at NQ as well. NQ's been on a phenomenal run. So let's have a look at silver. Let me do some top down here on silver. I don't look at silver very often, so I'll be interested to see what's going on here. That was last time we looked at silver back in June time. Levels got hit. So what have we done here? What is silver doing on a higher time frame? Let's have a quick look at the weekly time frame here. We got London Open in about 15 minutes as well, guys. So we got time here. We got time. Yeah, NQ's just booming. Yeah, NQ's just absolutely ripping. So weekly has had a huge breakout in June on silver, back into some major resistance. Daily time frame here. This was beautiful here in June. Grabbed a lot of lows, held support, having a really nice push higher. Yesterday you did close bullish, but you are back at some resistance that we can see here as well. If we mark this on, we're clearly forming some sort of resistance. Could you be shorting for a potential inverse head and shoulders play before you then maybe come up into these highs, back up into 37s? Yeah, maybe, if that's what you guys who were asking for sells are potentially looking at. Let's have a look at the 4 hour. So 4 hour, excuse me. You have some nice highs up here. I'm going to bring this level to round it up to a nice psychological level, $37. Looks pretty good. 4 hour time frame, a little bit of a range. You had a nice liquidity wick here, grabbed some lows, held support, tried to break higher, couldn't close back above. Now you're having a little bit of a squeeze. Would I want to be a seller here? Not really. If I was going to be a seller, I'd be back at the highs. I personally wouldn't want to be a seller down here. If anything, I'd be watching how price reacts down here for a potential squeeze up into this high here. Because you're coming into some big support. Now, it's not to say you can't break it and squeeze lower. But again, we're here to trade what we see, not what we think. Only if price, you know, was to close below this support, then you can go, okay, cool, there's some decent bearish structure. Now I can potentially go short. But as of right now, as soon as you start coming into these areas here pre-London, there's a potential for support to be found. So if you try jumping shorts, you know, the second that it goes into this area, it could potentially go against you. So what's your risk to reward? For me, it would be pretty off to want to short silver here. So I'd be watching silver around these lows for potential buyers to step in. You do have a big fake out level here. You got some nice resistance, support broke, resistance broke above. You broke above it and you broke straight back below. So if you do break above, you know, you have a decent range to the highs. I'd have to see a closure back above there though. I don't have any downside targets on silver. So if I had a liquidity level, you know, I'd consider shorts, but you came down, grabbed the lows, squeezed higher. But then you also did the exact same thing to the highs. So what have we done on both sides on silver? We've tapped into, let's clean this up for a second. In a bit of a range, we tagged the highs of the range, squeezed down. We've also grabbed the lows of the range. So a bit of no man's land for silver on me personally. I'd need to see a little bit more price action. And if this is what I'm looking at on the hourly, there's no real need or desire to drop down to anything lower. If the picture's not being painted on the higher time frame, the lower time frame is not going to tell me anything different. Yeah, let's have a quick look at NQ. I know NQ's having a big push here. Do you wait for a retest on the line before you take a signal? Yeah, I guess you could say a retest. I more so take it as a bottom wick, which I guess you could call, like, so if price breaks out and then I'm looking for price to come down and create the bottom wick, as it's creating the bottom wick, then I'm setting buy stops as opposed to trying to market execute. I prefer to set buy stops because if the candle fakes out and pushes down, I don't get tagged in. However, if it does flip bullish, then I'm trying to get tagged in with the volume. So I use a lot of buy stops instead of trying to take the actual retest entry. But yeah, when price does break out, I want to see a quick, nice bottom wick, and then I want to be able to get my trade. Yeah, look at this on NQ. Wow, look at this. When did this start? Since I didn't trade New York yesterday because there was US dollar GDP news. I may have missed out though. This is a huge squeeze. Did any of you guys on YouTube or Zoom trade NQ yesterday? I personally didn't. With that GDP news, I wasn't really too keen on watching it. But this is, when did this start? This has started since 6:30 London time. Look at that. That's insane. How far are we off from the all-time highs? Wow, not that far. That's huge. Got on longs after it grabbed the Asia lows. Nice, man. Nice. Talked myself out of the trade earlier. Resistance level, next 30, not much of a top wick. New me, accepted I missed, and no revenge, no tilt. Just accepted, thank you for the mentorship. Even heard John Rambo just say it's just a trade, but stay disciplined. Yeah, nice day. That's amazing, man. That's what we like to hear. Discipline is key, man. You know that next trade is always right around the corner, but if you go on tilt and try and chase it, you won't be able to execute it well. So that's what we love to hear, man. Psychology's developing. Look at this on NQ, guys. This is huge. What do we think? Are we coming for new all-time highs today? 36% off the lows. That's insane. What do we reckon? Are we going to squeeze new all-time highs today? This new all-time high level, at like basically 22,900. You've also got 23,000 just there as well. And you guys who are in the stocks, that's a very, very, very nice run. To me, it looks like we could be coming for a new all-time high today. That's crazy. I have to start taking some profit on the stock soon. Let me just skip this on a little bit. I know, yeah, it was. NQ having a crazy, crazy, crazy run. Oh wow, look at this. 15. So you got short on the 15, which was very nice. And probably a very smart break even. Let me see, man. I think it looked like a smart break even. So you guys on YouTube, we got one of the guys here on Zoom asking about a break even today. So what you got short on the 15? Around, where did you get short? So you got short here and took the break even there. Yeah, it was good. Just got to get back in. Good trade, good break even. Just as soon as it comes available, get straight back in. So you got short around here. And then as soon as you hit these lows, manage risk, which is smart. And if it tags you at break even, but it gives you a reason to get back in, get straight back in. That's the main key. You know, break evens and losses are fine. They don't really matter. What matters is what you do after that. If the trade becomes available again, you get straight back in. If you still have downside targets, you know, so many people will take a break even on a trade and then just watch it continue going in their favor. If I take a break even on a trade, I don't really care. I'm willing to get back in at any point as soon as it makes sense. If you're using a strategy where you're putting your stops to break even, that's fine, but you just have to be willing to give the trade another chance. If you're actively managing trades, you always got to be ready to get right back in. Gold having a nice little bounce here pre-London, guys. Is what we like to see. We got London open about 6 minutes as well. Do you think we can hit all-time highs there? Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking the same, man. But, I mean, it really wouldn't surprise me. Look at oil. Yep, definitely we can have a look at oil. Is it a confluence of factors or major news that caused this sell-off? I understand to take out what market offers, but confused on how NQ is so relentless. You mean the sell-off for gold? Well, gold selling off, NQ squeezing higher, so people are taking their money out of gold and flooding it into NQ. But technical-wise, this short made a lot of sense. We've been speaking about this 3,300 level all week. We said if we break 3,350, where are we coming to next? right back down to 3,300. You broke 3,350 yesterday. You pulled back and came right down to lows for 500 tick range. That's the levels that gold loves to play in. Yeah, London open in 5 minutes here, guys. Let's see how gold's going to close on this hourly for some potential trades. We spoke about crude yesterday, and if you guys remember, there was not really too much to this. I don't know where this analysis will come from. There was not really too much to update. I remember I said to you guys yesterday, you know, I look at this on crude and I go, this is not my market to trade. Look at this. It's just in a massive range after an incredible sell-off at the Sunday open. Huge sell-off, aggressive range. There's not really too much to say on crude. I do believe you can have a pullback into these highs here. However, that's just personally not my trade, because this sideways price action, this is the price action that sends everyone on tilt. People try to jump in longs, then shorts, then longs and shorts, and they just get chopped up for a good couple of days. Whereas for me, I see this price action, I go, no, that's just not my trade. You got a little trend line coming up here. You did squeeze some highs up here as well, but this is the hourly time frame as well. Look at this price action on the hourly time frame. If you were trying to trade this price action on anything lower than the hourly, I say good luck to you. For me personally, it's not worth the mental stress of trying to trade this. This is incredibly aggressive price action. Very, very aggressive. But it's no surprise. You know, we had like a month's worth of volume sell-off in like a single day. So it's not really a surprise to see oil creating some space. Now, I do love pullbacks into like that 67 area, maybe 67.5-ish. It just wouldn't be a trade that I personally would take. Yeah, 23k would be huge. I mean, it doesn't look too crazy, to be honest. So you're only entering if you see a sweep. Yes, pretty much. Either a liquidity grab and clear targets. So the reason that we were looking to go short today is this was our liquidity level from the pre-New York market call yesterday, and that was my position here from today. But as soon as you here grab the highs here, close bearish with clear downside targets, that was a textbook short for me. Crazy short. So I got liquidity grab for entry. There's my, what you could call liquidity grab or sweep or whatever you want to call it. And there's my next downside target. And the reason that I had this low marked on here before this whole push down is based off the fact that a lot of people would be trying to buy this, getting trapped here and sitting some stops just down below there. And that's what gold loves to do. Gold loves to trap people on the wrong side. And that's what I imagine a lot of people would have been trapped in today. So my job is to understand these traps, understand these levels of, you know, where price can tap into, and I'm looking to short down into them. And the way that I can get my entry, grab of a high, a nice breakout, along with a 30-minute fake out. So you can see here, what did this 30-minute do? Let me just make this 100%. What did this 30-minute do? Closed above. What does that bring in? That brings in buyers. You then grab the highs and break back below. People get squeezed out. You hold the level and then have a beautiful push down. So that 30-minute fake out sell with that hourly liquidity wick was a great short. And that's where I was buying up into today. I was buying up into the fact that these highs, here was my highs, buying up in the fact that these highs needed to be grabbed before this whole push down. And then what can we also see here? Look at this. This is why this was such a perfect short. What else can we see in here? Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Liquidity down here as well. Short here, stops above this liquidity wick. There's your whole entire push. And I missed it. I just wasn't on the charts that time, and it was literally, that is probably that is a more than an A+ setup for me. If you can get any higher than an A+, that would be it. 5-minute head and shoulders, clear downside targets, hourly liquidity grab, daily liquidity levels, hourly breakout, perfect. Perfect. And some of the guys did short that as well, which is amazing. Yeah, potential 30-minute morning star here. Yep, definitely. You kind of got a morning star and you got an evening star though. So what makes this trade different to this one? There's no targets. What made this short so nice? You had clear downside targets. What makes this buy not as nice? That's what you're working with. So if you try and buy this and this trade doesn't work, but this one did, the main difference between this short and trying to buy this is having these clear targets. Clear targets is the #1 thing for us. So we've got London open in about 1 minute here, guys. London open in 1 minute. See if gold's going to get a pullback or not. A closure back above this level would be much safer. And NQ is on the run as well. Look at this on NQ. Imagine hitting new all-time highs on the London session. I don't think so, but maybe. How far away is it? Really not that far. That's crazy. Look at that weekly. Came down, grabbed last week's low. Huge, huge, huge push. As a percent, what's this week? 4%. What a recovery. What an insane recovery. What did New York do yesterday? So New York came down. Held a nice hourly morning style. Here, look at this nice rejection. Came all the way down. Liquidated a lot of lows. Held the support. Buys at that 3 p.m. candle. That was really nice, actually. Look at that hourly. That was really, really nice. Held that VWAP beautifully as well. Was there a 30-minute fake out or anything? Didn't quite get a 30-minute fake out. Ah, see that wick probably would have thrown me. Maybe in this grab lows and close bullish. Is there a 15-minute fake out maybe? Yeah, here grab lows, close bullish. Could have scalped that little play up. Very nice. You could get a bit of a pullback here on NQ at the London Open though. We've got London Open here, guys. Had that hourly just close. Very, very strong. If I was going to, be entering more buy positions on NQ, be back down at these levels. So could you see a potential pullback? Maybe. Let's have a look at this hourly close on gold here as well, guys. We've got the London Open here. Final trading day of the week as well. So what can we see? How's this hourly just closed? Let's get rid of all this for a second. So we've held 3,300. We've had a huge grab of the previous hour lows holding support. Let me have a quick look at this 4 hour. Tapping into previous 4 hour lows as well. I mean, pullbacks look more logical than sells, that's for sure. But it's more so, do you want to do you want to buy against this huge push down? That's the tough question. So it came up, grabbed the highs, pushed down, came down, grabbed the lows, pushed up. Is the 15-minute telling us anything different? I think I must have left my laptop open at home. 15, let's have a look. So pushed down, tapped into that 3,300, pushed right back up. I mean, if you take the break to 15 highs, it's not the best trade in the world. It's not a bad little scalp. It's a very small range. You wouldn't be too surprised to see it just kind of to create a little bit of space for us, to be honest. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Let me just run to the bathroom, and I'll be 2 seconds. Let's see. Oh yeah, we'll have a look at Euro USD. One of you guys did ask about the Euro. Euro USD on the futures is just it's just the Euro. Gold's gonna create a bit of space here, guys. I'm not personally jumping in. I'm not jumping in these buys. If you're jumping in these buys, you're firming into the fact that you didn't get the shorts. Let's have a look at the Euro. Let's have a look. If you got this, remember, if you're looking for longs right now, if you have to ask yourself, when this was our target to short into these lows, if you had got this short, would you be trying to trade in this range? Well, the obvious answer is no. So that's probably a good indication that you probably shouldn't be trying to trade this current range on gold. You just have to accept it. Having a look at the Euro. Good morning, man. Good morning, everyone. Let's have a look at the euro. Let's have a look. Having a very, very big squeeze high here. Wow, look at this. It's been very bullish as gold's been having a crazy sell-off. I don't know what all this analysis is. Let's do some fresh analysis here on the euro. Don't be afraid. You know, I know some of you guys get so glued to the analysis that you have on the charts. Like, don't be afraid when you got loads of noise drawn on your charts. Like, just delete it. Do some fresh analysis. So you got the euro coming up into levels of 2022, almost back into 2020, which is huge. You had this huge grab here, which is the inverse of the US dollar. You came down, grabbed the lows, massive breakout to this range. So you guys know, although it's a much higher time frame, it's still the exact same principles. This is our range, you know, exactly the same as the way that we trade gold. If this was the 5-minute, the 10-minute, 30-minute, it's the same principles. What do we do in a range? We come down and we stop out the first sign of the range. You come down, tap out the highs, the lows of the range, then you come right back for the highs. So there's a huge, huge, huge breakout here on the euro. Since March, been absolutely non-stop. Now let's have a look at the daily, because we are very bullish. I would imagine you're going to tap into yesterday's high. Yesterday's high would probably be a pretty easy target for the euro. So you got yesterday's high sitting above there. 4-hour time frame. Let's have a look. Came down, grabbed the lows here, grabbed the highs, closed bearish, closing right back above. So looking pretty strong. You have some nice liquidity sitting above here as well. Let's just make this a little bit cleaner. Don't be afraid, guys. Yeah, the euro looks good to squeeze the highs. You have some nice breakout levels here. If you can get a little bit of a pullback, come up and squeeze these highs, looks pretty nice. I would imagine if you start rejecting from here, then you could be looking for something like that. People try to jump in short, sit their stops above. The euro does move very similar to gold, where you can come up and squeeze these highs. Gold coming down here, guys. I said don't try and buy gold. If you try and buy gold, you're trying to fight the markets. So if you can get a little bit of a pullback here in the euro, yeah, there's the potential for some longs. That's a lovely squeeze already. Look at that, 7 AM came down, grabbed the lows, really nice breakout. Terry messaged me that on what, man? Here's not the place for that, man. Or just there'll be a WhatsApp chat that you can send it to, man. It's not something I could do right now here on the Topstep stream. Or there's a live chat on WAP as well. They can give you all the access, man. There's a live chat you can talk to. But yeah, euro. If you get a little bit of a pullback here, squeezing up into this nice level of 1.18 looks pretty nice. It's like a very, very interesting level. Goldie, let's have a look. Goldie's still squeezing down here, so why reason I said I'm not buying gold, guys. You buy gold, you're trying to fight the markets. The markets, gold's bearish. Gold's been bearish since Sunday. Gold's been bearish. Pullbacks, squeeze lower. Pullback, squeeze lower. So if you find yourself always getting caught in the pullback trades, then you're thinking too much. Don't be so focused on pullback trades. Be focused on the trades where you can get the nice, easy trades. Make your life as a trader easy. If we wanna trade gold, we ideally, now that we've had this huge push down, I certainly don't want to be fighting that. So I know some of you guys are asking me pre-London, should you buy this breakout? And then again here, should you buy this? For me, not really. Because if it continues pushing down, it will look very obvious. Yeah, back in the range. Yeah, be careful of the range. Be very, very careful of the range. Let's have a look at NQ. You getting a bit of a pullback or still squeezing? Let's have a look. So you came down. You just tapped into some nice 30-minute lows there on NQ. I don't trade NQ in London. But that nice grab of the lows there holding this resistance. There's the potential. Remember, it's Friday as well, guys. I'm eligible for a payout on this 150k here. I didn't really trade the past 2 weeks here in June because that's where we were on the trading retreat here. This week I was pretty much just getting ready for it, but I have now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green days, which is very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, that'd be amazing, man. Yeah, Greek islands for a retreat would be incredible. It might be very expensive, but it'd be very, very nice. Yeah, somewhere in Greece to do a retreat would be incredible. Pound yen. We can't trade pound yen specifically here on Topstep on the futures, but I mean we can look at the pound and we can also look at the yen. So if you type in 6J, that's going to give you the pound. If you type in the yen. If you type in 6B, that will give you the pound. But if pound yen is going to go up, then one of them's going to get stronger and weaker anyway. So we can have a look at the yen. Absolutely. Yeah, Europe retreat is on the cards for sure. Absolutely. This is the last time we looked at the yen. Let me see. Let's get rid of this. Let's do some analysis here. Yeah, you just need five green $200 days to get the payout. How many have I got? So $200 days. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Obviously, this one doesn't count. It's basically a break-even day. So $27, but anything above 200 is enough to take a payout for the month. So if I do want to take a payout on this account, that'll be my second payout this month. 7 last month, 2 this month. Let's have a look here. Let's have a quick look at the yen. Don't look at the yen very often. Yeah, very small loss. This is as thing, I'm trying to push to trade 2 contracts on this XFA, but to be honest, I've just been sticking to 1 each time. I had 1, 2 here, but the trade I took today, I probably should have traded a little bit more because I had very tight stops. But yeah, I've only been just using 1 contract here. So looking at the yen here, big weekly range. Let's have a look at the daily. Oh, it's a pretty nice daily support there. Major trend line coming down. Did we speak about this yesterday? Yeah, I think we did. I would say yen's probably going to squeeze this trend line. People trying to short this trend line. I think you'll probably squeeze this. So you could see some bullishness on the yen, which if you're trading pound yen, then pound yen can go down because the yen's getting stronger. But the pound is also very strong. So I would be looking at these areas up here for a potential target on the yen, which is you kind of got these highs here. Let me have a look. Hourly time frame. Nice morning star play here in Asia. Rejected, grab lows, held support. Nice squeeze. What if you were negative in the months? I mean, depends what your balance is at. But if I have a losing month, but I had a good month last month, and my balance is enough for me to take a payout, and I've got consecutive green days from another month, yeah, I can still take a payout. So the yen here, grab lows, close nice and bullish. You're kind of forming a little inverse head and shoulders here. So to me, the yen looks good for some strength. So now, although you can't trade pound yen directly on the futures, if you can understand what the yen's going to do, then you can break down the pound as well, then you can probably get a good understanding of what pound yen might do. Gold's still squeezing lower here, guys. Gold's still squeezing lower. Let's have a look. Gold's still squeezing lower. NQ still squeezing higher. Yeah, NQ is still trying to squeeze higher. These were levels from yesterday. NQ could still squeeze again. It's a little bit tough here, guys. Gold's already had a huge push down. NQ's already having a big push up. In terms of taking new trades here, the London is a little bit tough. Look at this 15-minute here. You don't want to get manipulated here. You don't want to give back gains on a good week just because you want to take a trade on the Friday after a huge push down. Yeah, nice. Let me see. 5-minute fake out. Oh yeah, look at that. Broke above, break back below. Yeah, they're big ranges as well. Big ranges. Looks like a small range. That's 40 ticks. That's big. Very, very big. If you're so bearish on gold, why aren't you short? Who said I was so bearish on gold? I was bearish on gold from up here. I'm not bearish on gold at daily support. Here, I'm bearish here. At 3,300, that's my... If I'm short, that's where I'm exiting. I'm not taking new shorts at daily support, personally. I was short on gold into these levels, but I'm short up here. I'm not short down here. Shorting down here to me is too risky, especially after when the hourly, you know, is trying to hold some support. At any point, this can have a bit of a pullback. So to me, if I'm trying to get short on gold, yeah, Aaron, why? If I'm trying to get short on gold, I'm short on gold at resistance. I'm not short on gold at support. And it's not when you've grabbed liquidity levels as well. Yeah, it's not good enough. Oh wow, look at this. I'm on a good run, been trading some GC. Wow, that's amazing, man. 8.5k this week. That's huge. Not a single red day. That's huge, man. Wow, look at that. So what's that? 5.5, 8.5. Wow, that's a huge month, man. Been trading some GC as well. Yeah, nice. That's what we like to see. Let me see if I can show you guys on Zoom this. You guys on Zoom, you see this? That's insane. That's huge consistency, man. Beautiful consistency. Huge. He's cheating. Yeah, that's definitely cheating, yeah. Dogs are home today. Dogs are home today. Happy Friday, man. Yeah, earlier stream was good, man. Earlier stream was good. No trades pre-London. Because gold had this huge sell-off at like 3 AM. You don't use Photoshop. Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Remember on gold, guys, you know, you're at previous 4-hour lows. At any minute, this can work against you now. It's not to say that you just start buying it for no reason, but it's just not a level you'd be looking to take new short positions. It's not a level I would take new short positions, I should say. If I'm selling gold, I'm selling gold at the levels that we've been speaking about all week, not at this support on a Friday. Look at this weekly candle, though. This could be opening up some big trades coming into summer. Summer does usually get quiet. But if we look at this monthly, we got one more trading day on Monday. But look at this monthly. We tapped into May's high, and gold could finally be coming down for a decent correction. A really nice correction. Yeah, I agree, yeah. Yeah, monthly's very interesting, yeah. Can you trade my combines? Yeah, monthly's very interesting. Tapped into last month's high. Starting to squeeze lower. Like this could be a huge wick rejection. Like we've never closed above 33.50 on the higher time frame here on gold, which is huge. Like we could easily see gold, you know, throughout July come all the way back down here. All the way back down from the lows of May, back down into that 31.50 level. And then where would be next? All the way back down to 3,000, which would be huge. Yeah, could do some Sammy signals. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, Sammy's just at home today. I was actually going to bring him to the office today, but I didn't bring him today. I didn't disturb him. I didn't disturb him. He was at home having a nap. Maybe he got the gold shorts. That's why he's having a nap. He got the gold shorts and he's like, no, I'm done for the day. Gold's still squeezing lower here, guys. Be patient. You know, you can get this pullback and we can get a trade, but don't try and force it this low. No, he's back testing. He's with you, Liddy. I think Liddy come to Gold Coast and took him. Squeeze here. How do you draw liquidity levels? My levels that I watch is just areas where price hasn't grabbed the previous high or low. So our liquidity levels from yesterday. Those are liquidity levels from our liquidity levels from yesterday were here and here. And the reason these lows were so nice is because basically we were saying earlier, anyone who's buying here, shorting, anyone who's buying here, setting stops just down below that. Why do we have this low here? Because you had a trend line coming up. And what do we know people love to do around trend lines? They love to buy the trend line and set their stop just below the second or third touch. So that becomes my liquidity level because it's the second touch. And so does this one. So I get these levels, delete the trend line, and go, okay, cool. Here's my liquidity level. So I'm trying to short into where most people are trying to buy this trend line. And that's what gold loves to do. Gold loves to create these traps. Again, more liquidity here. People dry jumping longs. Where do they sit their stops? Just down below where price hasn't grabbed the previous low. So right here. So what you're trying to do is short into these levels. Now, where do you get short? Same thing, above some highs. So here today, when price comes up, tags the hourly highs and breaks out, there's your short, 3 a.m. London time. A very random trade to get such a big move. Like, I never trade at 3 a.m. London time. But that's just when it happened to come in today. But yeah, the liquidity levels are just based off levels where price hasn't grabbed previous highs or lows. So exactly the same as the trade that we took here on Thursday, I believe. Or Wednesday, I think. Where is it? So we got short here on gold. Once price came up, grabbed the highs. We had 2 nice liquidity levels here. The reason we had this level is because people buying here, sitting their stops just down below. So once it came up, grabbed the highs and broke out, we took the short. And if you compare this trade to that trade I just showed you guys for the short today, it's pretty much identical. Came up, grabbed the highs, broke out. Very clear downside targets, along with 3,300. It's basically the same thing, just on a much lower time frame. Sammy's on full tilt at home. Should go check him. Yeah, full tilt mode. Really, is NQ having that big of a push? Wow, look at this. Yeah, NQ having a crazy push. You did just have that little 30-minute liquidity grab here. Came down, tapped into previous lows, starting to break out. I just don't really like trading NQ and even looking for trades in NQ in London. How do you deal with FOMO? Just miss the whole move down? I mean, it's not the only trade this week. It's not going to be the only trade today. The reason I don't get FOMO is because if I don't get this push down here, come on, well, obviously not tomorrow, but come on the next day, come on the next session, you'll still get your trade. Gold gives moves like this multiple times every single day. So if you know how often that these trades come up, what's the need to get FOMO? FOMO, you know, fear of missing out usually comes from not having trust in the plan and not seeing the plan work out enough. For me, I didn't get this short either. I wanted this short. I just wasn't on the chart during that time. But I don't get fear of missing out because I know that this move has happened multiple times this week. So if you get FOMO and you start revenge trading, well, by the time this setup comes again, you'll miss it, or you'll be just chasing your losses. Gold does these setups multiple times every single week. So when you know it, when you know the moves happen that often, then where's FOMO coming from? Because it's not the only time that's going to happen. Like, it's happened literally so many times this week. What you don't want to do is, if you didn't get this short and maybe you have fear of missing out, don't start revenge trading down here, because that's where you'll just blow up. Just lock yourself out for a couple of hours if you really want to. But I personally never get FOMO anymore. I never get FOMO anymore because we have literally spent countless amounts of hours seeing our setups happen time and time again. Yeah, definitely. 3311. 309 currency. Which time frame, man? Not too sure. 3309 is here. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, vlog coming out for the Bali retreat. Yep, absolutely. Got lots of footage to go through. It'll be a big video, but yeah, it's going to be a good one. Got loads of good footage. Great knowledge for a Friday. That's what we like to hear, man. That's what we like to hear. Got a tiny bit of FOMO. Took a tiny loss today, but it's not even about the dollar loss. It's the fact that I went against the plan and exposed myself to unnecessary damage. Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. That's the thing, like, it's okay to feel fear of missing out during this push, but what are your options? Start jumping in sells with no risk to reward or daily support, or just accept it and wait? Yeah, gold's still selling off here, so NQ... Wow, NQ is booming here, guys. Absolutely booming. This weekly close on NQ is going to be huge. Oh, there you go. When was that? Oh, a little bit. Yeah, US-China deal. There you go. So when that came out? That came out at what time is that London time? Just under an hour ago. So NQ is absolutely booming. NQ is booming. Gold is selling off here still, guys. That's the reason I said I'm not buying gold. Look at ES. Yep, definitely. Curious, what do you think of natural gas? Can you trade natural gas on here? Oh yeah, you can. You can. NG. So well, I'm no natural gas expert, so take my analysis with a pinch of salt. But let's have a look. I think I've maybe traded natural gas like a handful of times in my earlier swing trading days. So what are we doing here? Huge support, weekly time frame on a Friday as well. Daily just came down. Wow, look at this. This is huge. Wow, look at this. Just came down and tapped into some major lows here and rejecting. That's pretty massive. Some highs up there as well. This is just a much higher time from outlook. Just have a quick overview. Came down, tagged a lot of lows, instantly rejecting. So huge daily support. We can say that much. Massive daily support on natural gas. Right at key level of 3.5. Nice psychological level there as well. 4-hour time frame. I mean, you may range, but a correction of all of this could be interesting. You have to take on a big fib. Even up to 50% would be a pretty decent... yeah, loads of footage to head out. Yeah, 100%. So much footage. Let's see. So we have been extremely bearish. We just had a huge breakout here. If I was buying though, you'd be buying at the lows. You wouldn't be buying up here. So if I was looking to take new buy positions here, I would probably be looking for somewhere down in this area. So if I'd be looking for new longs down here, is there the possibility of shorting a potential pullback before then taking more longs? Well, let's have a look. We're pretty bullish right now. This is when, I don't know what time natural gas typically moves. Like I said, I've never day traded it before. 5 a.m. you've had a huge move up here. 7 a.m. you had the big breakout. You may not even come that low. You kind of had a huge breakout here. Big resistance. You've broken out. You've held it. I would say the next area of interest would be back up here. But if I was to take new buy positions, I still wouldn't do it this high. I'd maybe consider some new buy positions below some previous 30-minute lows. You come down, grab 30-minute lows, and then you have the continuation. Kind of does the same principles as gold. So if I was going to take new positions, yeah, maybe back down at these areas to squeeze up into these highs. At 365 could be interesting. Like I say, I've never day traded natural gas, so that's just my outlook if I was analyzing it the same way I do for gold. ES, yeah, I imagine it's pretty similar to NQ, just absolutely ripping. Let's get rid of all this. Let's get rid of all this analysis here. Let's get rid of this. I don't want to delete all of it because I want to keep my key levels on. Wow, look at this. Absolutely insane push. Let's bring this up. Let's bring this up to 6,300. 6,300 near them all-time highs again. This has just been on a crazy run as well. These markets are absolutely booming, which is fantastic for the stocks. Very good for the stocks. I have some decent holds. So you've got some all-time highs up here as well. Coming into some huge resistance though. Don't have to rip all-time highs today. It's quite interesting how the dailies opened and instantly pushed up. There's not much of a daily bottom wick there. So what I mean by that is, could we create more of a daily bottom wick once we come into some of this big resistance? Maybe. Look at these wicks here. I'm just drawing this zone from, you know, anywhere incorporating these wicks, these wicks. So huge daily level where we have seen some big reactions from. So be cautious entering new buys up here. Although I know it is very bullish, I wouldn't be buying up here. Could you short this resistance? For a pullback, yeah, maybe. Not yet, though. I'd need to see at least a 30-minute breakout with volume to try and want to buy against this. But I personally wouldn't be taking new buys up here. I would say potential 30-minute fake outs for a bit of a pullback. We do have some news today as well. At 1:30 London time, we got core PCE price index. Gold trying to find some support here as well, guys. Trying to find some support. First 30-minute London session coming up here. But yeah, all markets having really big pushes here before London Open, guys. So patience is going to pay here today. I know it's not ideal on a Friday to see the markets having such a big push, but like I always say to you guys, you know, we don't control the markets, we just trade them. We're trying to be in flow with the markets. So don't try and get caught up in what you want to happen. Trade what's right in front of you. So though I would love gold to pull back and I can get some nice buys, what I would love to happen and what have happened and what are happening are two very different things. What has happened is we've had a big push down. The likelihood of a big push down, you're going to create a range. That's just how the markets move. So don't get too caught up on what you want to happen. Trade what's right in front of you. Let's see. So you came down, just tapped into previous hour lows, had a decent breakout there. Not bad amount of volume. I do see this having a bit of a pullback. You just had the first 30-minute close of the London Open there as well. Still bearish though. Still bearish, but you didn't close below previous 30-minute lows. So we are forming support. So we got support here at that 3,300 level. We have resistance here. Analysis on Euro USD. I'm in a mega short. A mega short? What does that mean? That doesn't sound good. A mega short. That's like a. I mean, what's the trend on Euro USD? What's the trend? What's the trend and what's the reasons for a mega short? I assume you mean by mega short, I mean that you're in a big short. Which if you're in a big short, to me this looks like a great liquidity high to stop out anyone who's shorting. This is an interesting potential buy area to squeeze out any sellers sitting stops above there. Not full porting, just a mega short. Yeah, whatever that means. Yeah, as long as you're not... I read mega short as in your full porting, but as long as you're not full porting, then that's good. But yeah, to me, this is a potential short trap. I would imagine a lot of people are trying to do something like this. Yeah, because that is a good movie, actually. Yeah, I'll give you that. It's a good movie. This is what I would imagine a lot of people are trying to do. Euro USD kind of loves to do the same thing as gold. Loves to come up and stop out these levels before it has that push. So to me, this is an interesting... Again, I'm not going to... Don't let me talk you out of a position. This is just my completely unbiased analysis. Is to me, this makes the most sense to come up and liquidate some of these highs. You got third touch of a trend line coming down here as well. If it's anything like gold, it will break third touch of trend lines. So you traded just the pullback before the push down? Yes, I traded the pullback before looking to get short. So I was looking to get short on gold above these highs here. So I was buying gold for a pullback at this big support to come up and liquidate these highs before this big push down. However, I wasn't on the charts when the mega short happened and I missed the mega short. But I did get the little scalp. Yeah, I scalped the longs up on a 15-minute morning star play to come up and tag these highs before going short. My thought process was, if there's any early sellers here, you know, they're probably trying to do something like that. So I was buying up into squeezing out any early sellers before then looking to get short. But I didn't get the mega short because I was getting set up for London. This isn't a time where I personally take new trades. And then boom, had a huge push down. Sometimes, you know, because we have seen big moves here pre-London, but more at like 5 a.m. London time. So recently I have started to watch the charts more at like 5 a.m. London time. But by that point, you know, we had already had the huge push down. But yeah, that was my thought process with the buys I took here today. Scalping up into these highs here before then looking to go short. So I got long on this 15-minute candle here at 27.4 around here. Playing this 15-minute morning star play for just a little pullback. Liquidate some highs before then taking the mega short. We're gonna start using that now. Start using the mega short. Let's all mega long together. New species does, yeah, it really does. How do I link order ticket and the chart on Topstep? It's annoying they don't switch automatically. Make sure you're on the same color here. So where is it? So we go order. So we have this here. See here how on the gold chart here it's white and here it's nothing. So here it's ES. If I change this to white, it automatically goes to whatever I have on this chart. So now if I go NQ here, it will change. If I have it on a different color, then whatever I put here is not going to change the order. Well, I will because we've got gold. But say if we go ES, that's going to stay on gold. But if I have them on the same color as what's here, so make this white, then whatever I put here on the charts will automatically go to the order chart here. Gold trying to find some support here, guys. Like I say, I don't mind potential buys from this region. I just need to see a decent amount of price action to want to trade against this big move down. You know, at least a strong 30-minute fake out, maybe. Where's my levels just gone here? If we're going to see a mega long on gold, we'd want to see a mega breakout, a mega buy stop, and then a mega long. That's what we would want to see here on a Friday. Mega gold. A mega payout would be nice. A mega max loss limit. Yeah, a mega payout on a mega Friday would be very nice to end a mega nice week off. This is what slow grind on gold does to us. Yeah, NQs, yeah, would be mega cool. That's the word of the day. That's what I'm going to say to my girlfriend when she gets home. I'm going to say, have you had a mega nice day? We had a mega good day on stream. So did you make loads of money? No, not really. We just had a mega good day. This is what gold creating a bit of range does to us. So you got to be patient with gold today, guys. Like I said, we've had some fantastic calls this week. If you guys maybe haven't watched some of the streams, I highly recommend you guys to go back and watch the streams. We've had some fantastic calls this week. But in terms of actual trading in the London Open here, there's not too much shaping up. It just is what it is. Like I say to you guys, we can't control the markets. All we can do is trade them. I know some of you guys maybe think, why is he not doing something? I have zero control over these markets. The only thing I can control is the decisions that I decide to make. And the decision that I'm making right now with gold at daily support of 3,300 is patience. Remember, that's the only thing we can control here, guys. We can only control what we do here. We can't, unfortunately, control these markets. We can just trade them. But we could get, you know, some potential buys on gold, but I'd want to see at least a mega closure back above here for a mega fake out for longs. Because, you know, in terms of trading what we see, here's support, we've broken it, so we could hold it. However, if we do get a nice fake out of that support, then great. Then we can consider a potential pullback trade. But I would have to see a minimum of a 30-minute fake out personally. Yeah, with that being said, guys, we've been on for about an hour. I don't want to keep you guys any longer. Gold's had a very, very decent push down today, and I don't see myself activating any new positions here on a Friday. We've had an amazing week in the markets. Really good consistency, some really, really good trades with good risk management. And I don't want to ruin my week by trying to force a trade here on a Friday once you've had a really big push down here. So remember, guys, it's the key takeaway from today. We do not control the markets. We simply trade them. And there's nothing for us to execute new positions down here right now. So you just have to accept it and wait. Remember, day trading isn't about being in every single market move. It's about having good quality setups over quantity. And I do think you're going to get some good quality setups on gold today. It's very likely going to come closer to like at least 10 a.m. London time. That's when you're likely going to get the next hourly closure and a few 30-minute candles. And to me, it makes more sense to actually just wait for that. If you try and trade it now and you get chopped up, by the time the good breakout happens, you end up missing the trade. So stay patient, guys. I'm going to wrap up now. I'm going to go head home. It's been a great week tuning in with you guys. We'll be back again next week as well. And for you guys, who is probably your Friday, hope everyone has an amazing weekend. Have a good weekend. Get refreshed. And I'll see you guys bright and early Monday morning. Have a great weekend, guys. I'll talk to you all soon. Peace.